Hey, how's it going? Today is Sunday, 31st of December, and we're taking a look at the market and trying to understand what opportunities or incentives available in solving very interesting problems, and or perhaps if you those problems was created to you, right, by the government. We're looking to address that, and we're taking a look at the electric vehicles, right? So those problems was created by someone, right? And now we're looking to solve that, I guess. And there's some incentives there where they might cover some of those expenses, as well as I was taking a look at research and development and the process, right, and or expenditure, how you might be able to have a tax relief on your expenditure, as well as I was taking a look at 260 grants available for countryside, right? And within this video, let's touch on or perhaps space, right? I'm gonna be taking a look at European Space Agency. That would be ESA, and it might have that would be a main company, I guess, which funds was allocated within that company, and from there you might need to reach out to within UK Space Agency. But first, I would recommend to reach out to them directly, and then would be a point of contact, and that will be 6 months later. You might be able to progress, since people there don't know what they're doing most of the time. Personal experience. Let's take a look at funding and what kind of support is available. ESA Business Applications offer funding and support for businesses from any sector who intends to use space, for example, satellite navigation. That would be something that I've been advised very accurate, right? So again, they would the person would be, I don't know, someone who just entered the market, right, 10 weeks in or so, right, who doesn't, he just there, he's still trying to find where the chair is, right? And you coming in with a project, and that person just saying, I don't want to do anything. So and you need to convince that person to work with your company. Personal experience, right? That's what kind of people have been hired to work with some of those institutions in the first place. So the why, perhaps that's the reason why no one, statistically speaking, this is why so many businesses would go bust, right? Because that's the people that many people need to work with, right? And perhaps people should be held more accountable for the things that they're doing there. I don't know, because there's the person who hired that person in the first place. So how I can blame that person? How can I blame this person who was hired by another guy? So, who's related to blame, right? So the person perhaps not that was hired incapable of doing anything, but the person who hired that person. So while I will try to dig all the way to find that person, if the person deal with that guy, right? Deal with them. So that's my overall observation. We're taking a look at very important subjects as satellites and or perhaps communications and or space, weather and space technologies, right, to develop new commercial services, right. Which is can be very challenging, time consuming, right, and if people are not responding, so it's even worse, right. You would be giving a person to talk to who cannot make decisions, right. From there, the person would point you to another three people, and those people would be too busy. Here you go. So that's where the funding might go. Overall, I don't know, perhaps others have different experiences working with some of those institutions. Applications are open all year. Business can submit a proposal at any time throughout their call for proposal for downstream applications, or can apply for competitive tender or non-competitive thematic calls for proposals. So that's overall way how the fund and tax money, my tax money was allocated to some of those institutions. Now I need to go to those institutions and perhaps jump through a bunch of hoops and try to receive some of that investment that was made into all the hardware, including satellites, right? So that's where I am right now in the process. That's my own feedback, right? Perhaps others have different experience working with them, right? Let's start with Kickstart. That's the name of it. And we're gonna be taking a look at diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? So that's opportunity there. We're progressing to space for wasteless food supply chain. There's opportunity there, and direct navigation kickstart. So there's some opportunities there. There might be I might touch on that, but before I do that, let's progress. And there might be more opportunities there. Myself and others most likely gonna have to work with these people, right? So because they're gonna have to, the process that I thought I'll try, right? And because there was so many different emails, there was no response of any kind. But that would be everyone's experience, right? So I thought, what do you need to do? Like, I'll do something different. Just try to get people to respond to my emails, right? So I thought I'll send some pictures there. So there was a response there that try response was that I need to keep trying. Right? That was the response. I will try doing as I was advised, right? So I'll try it again and again, and again. Since right now we have a number of people in the mix, right? So perhaps just one person who is not informed about the process, and from one person now I need to keep trying to reach out to a number of people that will be perhaps within the entire group, or there's a network, right? So myself, if I need to reach out to, I don't know, 10 people or so now, and those people I would something that to be considered professionals, right? It slows down the system and the process of onboarding in the business and taking part in some of those competitions. So that's overall process and some of the feedback. And if anything, if I have this kind of problems, most likely other people have very similar, if not the same problems out there when it comes to solving problems, right? It's one thing, I'm interested in solving a problem, and there are some bottlenecks there who potentially slow down the system and congestion, right, within the system. And then if one person cannot do it, might be advised to reach out to a number of people, and at some point I'm reaching out to all institutions and 10, 50, 100 people, and looking for response, since someone hired that person. So if someone hired, so that person who hired that person who cannot do his work should be held accountable. So someone should be held accountable, I guess. There are so many different projects. Just to put things into perspective, there would be a project, something like Olympic Games, right? There's perhaps 6 months left, and there's still no response, right? And the initial interaction was perhaps 8 months ago, almost a year ago. Now it's only 6 months left until the games will start. So what I'm saying is, I don't know how to potentially make any difference or do anything, right? Within some of these institutions, but let's progress, right? So that's my overall feedback, and currently where things are, since I'm trying to engage and do take part, right, if I can. And if anything, perhaps that might be more sensible if they would return my, to say the least, money that was paid within some of those institutions, right? They would just return that with the interest, and we can progress and perhaps build our own satellite applications, since it seems as we speak, this some of those organizations not effective. If they could change that, we can perhaps start a dialogue, or if they would like to make put things into right order, they can reach out to me and we can progress, as we have had to do that about 18 months ago or so, right? Time costs money. Well, some people, they don't have a past perspective of how much some of those opportunities can actually cost, right? Perhaps that's another reason why they're not reach out, and people are busy, they hire more people and progress from there, right? Well, that's some feedback, right, about some of those institutions, and 18 months or so, right? So let's progress to another calls, right? Thematical call for space for infrastructure, energy, and there's opportunities there where they're taking a look at power plants, transmission lines, pipelines, energy storage facilities, other related infrastructure. So there's a project there, and I will touch on the last one, that will be commercial applications of space enabling robotics. All these projects are very important, and again, where are bottlenecks? Point of contact, no response, here you go. Then you need to write down that for a full proposal. Can take about 4 hours of your time doing that, and perhaps it's not even in motion, and they were just, I don't know. So there's a lot of problems there. That's what I'm saying. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a journal that will be in flow, and its structure on time that will be a quarter, roughly to develop a habit that will be roughly about 70 days, and do develop a habit, I thought just lean on the safe side. So that would be structured in 90 days, as well as that would be later on. You potentially as a way how you can potentially structure your finances and allocate your finances to every quarter, right? So I'll try to touch on many things, but I don't want to make it too complicated, I guess. Where to begin is when you're beginning of taking a look at your daily structure of the habits. That will be key areas that will be important. Do you achieve every window, that will be 24-hour window, and what areas should be addressed right within that window? I have taken a look at so many of those, and would I personally believe that simply to begin with, and from there progress, right? You can find the QR code in the corner of the company's website below. I'll finalize on that since that's an example, right? I'm taking a look at the direct navigation Kickstarter, right? So that's one of those programs there. And well, from there, I'm progressing into steps, right? And how to apply. First step, that would be register your company. Step two, download tender documents. That's step two. Step three, write your Kickstarter proposal. Okay. Step four, contact your national delegate. So that's where try your luck. If you having success with contacting this person, great. If that person can contact me, even better. Myself, there's no response, there's nothing happening there, and I have shares. So back and forward, hopefully there will be something happen, right? And from there, you potentially can take part and progress from there. But that's overall my feedback in some of those organizations. Thanks for watching, and see you next one.